Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Board, and today's topic is, could the Raiders actually trade for New England Patriots quarterback Mac Jones? The reason why that we're talking about this is because NFL insider Albert Breer, he said that it would not surprise him if this would potentially happen around the silver and black. Now, today's show is presented by our good friends over at LinkedIn. Go to linkedin.com/NFL Daily if you want to get your post job for free. I love LinkedIn because they've done a lot for me. They've done a lot for Chat Sports, and it will always be a place that I will always, and I mean always if you're running the small business, say, hey, go check them out. So here's the thing. Let's say you wake up one morning, the Raiders trade for Mac Jones. What would be your one-word reaction? And this is an honest question because I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities. And we'll talk about today if the Raiders were to do a Mac Jones trade, if they weren't going to do a deal. We'll get into the exact story from Albert Breer and everything that you need to know. But if you've watched the show before, you'll know where I stand on this topic here. And realistically, the only reason why it's even getting brought up is because you got McDaniels and Ziegler saying that, hey, man, this offseason we might want to bring in our own guys. And we've seen how the Raiders have run this organization, especially with McDaniels and Ziegler. You have right now 9 coaches that were previously Patriots coaches, and then you brought in all those guys from New England before. We know McDaniels and Ziegler, they drafted Mac Jones at number 15 overall. So I want to know, what is your one-word reaction? So Albert Breer said that if the Raiders tried to trade for Jones, that the Patriots would consider it. He also goes into length saying that he doesn't really know if Bill Belichick actually values Mac Jones that much of an upgrade over Bailey Zappe. Friendly reminder again that back in the 2021 NFL Draft, McDaniels and Ziegler, maybe not so much McDaniels, but Ziegler was a big reason why they drafted him number 15 overall from the Alabama Crimson Tide. And Jones, he's got a great relationship with McDaniels and Ziegler, considering the fact that they just moved on from Derek Carr. You don't have a quarterback right now. This is exactly what Breer had to say on a Mac Jones trade. I don't think Bill appreciated the way Mac handled some stuff last year. There was a way that I think Bill thinks a franchise quarterback should conduct himself. Internally, I don't know if they see this massive gap between Mac Jones and Bailey Zappe. I'm not saying they think Bailey is as good as Mac, but there was some element of Bailey doing what he was coached to do last year, and I think gave Bailey the edge to some degree for a little while there. So I think it'll be interesting to see what would happen if a real offer came along. I don't think a real offer is going to come along, but it'd be interesting to see what would happen if a real offer did come along. So a lot of ifs, ands, buts. What do we always say on the show? Where there's smoke, there's fire. So coming up here on the Raiders Report, what are the chances of a trade actually going down? We're going to break it all down for you. We're going to give some just win babies out there because it has been a little bit of a while. And for those of you that are watching this live, yeah, my dad right now, he's in the studio, and he's in the studio because it is my birthday weekend. So all I ask is right now, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 134,000 subs. Some of y'all probably don't want to because we need 420 more. I know, it's high hopes. But if you appreciate the show, all I ask for this year for my birthday, if you could, just hit that subscribe button. So how likely is it that the Raiders make a move for Mac? Well, here's our Raiders rumor meter. For those of you that are new to the show, if I say something is 0 just win babies, it means it's not going to happen. Tuck rule, tuck that. If I say something is 4 just win babies, think of it as 100% going to happen. 1 just win baby, 25%. 2 just win babies, 50%. 3 just win babies, 75%. So how many just win babies on the Raiders trading for Mac Jones? I got to tell you right after I tell you about LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. I found Chat Sports through them, and I believe if you're running a small business, they're the number one place that you need to go. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the right people for your team faster and for free. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs number 1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com LinkedIn.com/NFL Daily. That's LinkedIn.com/NFL Daily to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. So not only are we going to talk about Mac Jones here today, we also have some news that we need to bring up around Derek Carr. And some of you are like, Mitch, I'm sick and tired of talking about Derek Carr. Well, here's the thing. If I don't talk about top trending stories, one of them's Derek, I'm going to find my ass back on LinkedIn looking for a brand new job, and I don't want to do that. So post your job for free. If you're hiring and you're paying well, though, hey, slide in my DMs. I'm kidding. Let's talk about Mac Jones right now. Is a trade going to happen? I'm going to give this one only one just win, baby, as it stands right now. I would say 2% chance of something like this going down. Sure, the Patriots would consider a trade if the Raiders offered one. Every single NFL team that ever existed would at least consider a trade as long as the names aren't Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, the elite quarterbacks out there. But I do believe one of the biggest reasons why the New England Patriots hired butthole chin Bill O'Brien is because he worked with Mac Jones at Alabama. Was it limited? Yes, but he still was able to work with them. And I get the fact that Mac Jones and Bailey Zappe, there might not be that much of a difference between them. But there is at least some of a difference, and the Patriots know that when you invest a first-round pick, especially in a quarterback, you want to be able to make it work. Now, if the Raiders were to trade for Mac Jones, I think that this would be more that they swung and missed so many other things. And realistically, I would be furious. I have never seen all the Fast and Furiouses, but this would be Fast and Furious, I don't even know, volume 10, basically. If they were to do this, well, I did 10 because of Mac Jones, but Jeremy says 25. Either way, Jack would probably only give it a 60 on his review. I do know this, though. It would not surprise me because I have watched this team very closely with McDaniels, with Ziegler, and I see Michael Ariza right now in the comments saying Patriots 2.0. Raider fans are frustrated because that's what it seems like. It seems like at times we are the Las Vegas Patriots, and it makes me want to throw up. So if you think like, all right, McDaniels and Ziegler, they swung and they missed so damn much, could they actually look to trade at a guy like Mac Jones? I will admit, back in 2021, when McDaniels was the offensive coordinator, he was better. 67.6% completion percentage, 3,801 yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 picks. And yeah, when you talk about the quarterback, you're always going to bring up the record, 10-7. Well, this past season, and doesn't really surprise me considering the fact of who they had as their OC, Matt Patricia, the numbers were all down. So some people are going to look at that and say, well, hey, if he was a rookie, he was a Pro Bowler with McDaniels, why would you not consider it? I wouldn't want to do it because I don't really view Mac Jones as an upgrade over Derek Carr. I'm sorry, I do not. Yes, you moved on from D.C., but you at least want to try to upgrade at the position. Now, the other question would be this. All right, you make the trade for Mac Jones, and I think it's probably because maybe you don't re-sign Jarrett Stidham, but then also the Raiders last offseason, they traded for Jarrett Stidham, so they already brought in a quarterback before from New England. So if anybody thinks that it's impossible for them to trade with somebody that they've worked with before, I mean, you haven't really paid attention all that long. So the next thing that we're going to get into is this. I'm going to give you two scenarios basically of, well, the first one is the Raiders are going to trade for Mac Jones if this happens, okay? First one is if you miss on Aaron Rodgers. Let's say McDaniels, Ziegler, they're sitting there with bald-headed Mark Davis right now, and they're like, hey, man, the number one option on our board is Aaron Rodgers. Well, you missed on Aaron Rodgers, so that could be a reason to potentially trade for Mac Jones. All right, you missed on Aaron Rodgers. Well, then also, let's say they miss on Jimmy Garoppolo. So now you miss on Rodgers. You miss on signing Garoppolo. I don't want the Raiders to sign Garoppolo, but again, he worked with that regime before. And now you're sitting there again saying, well, we got to upgrade at the quarterback position, but there are no real upgrades in free agency. Let's say Lamar Jackson goes back to Baltimore. Daniel Jones goes back to the New York Giants. Geno Smith goes back to the Seattle Seahawks. And now you're sitting here with your thumb up your butt saying, well, what do we do now? Then you miss on the quarterbacks in the draft. You don't get C.J. Stroud. You don't get Bryce Young. I mean, there's not a crazy world where Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, and Bryce Young are all gone by the time the Raiders pick 7. So do they take Anthony Richardson there? I'm not 100% sure. So then if all of these things were to happen, there could be a scenario then where they hit the panic button. They go, our jobs are on the line. Which quarterback out there gives us the best chance for this to happen? And then they try to get ballsy and they go out and trade for Mac Jones. I'll say that the only way that I'll accept a trade for Mac Jones is if, well, I'm going to tell you here in just a second. So I thought I saw Richie over there taking another shot, but no, he's chilling over there. I will say this, though, all the time when we do our live show, we get people who can tune in live. We get people who can't tune in live. And you're all busy. And for some of y'all that are watching this on Friday right now, some of you are like, wait, you went live on Friday? Yeah, I did. Special show. And if you want to show thanks and you want to get a shout out, YouTube has Super Thanks. It's basically like a super chat, and you can donate outside of live videos. You can click on the thanks icon. It looks like the heart with the money symbol. We appreciate all the support. We are a free channel after all. And yes, if you super thanks, we will 100% give you a shout out. So the only way that I am okay with a trade is if the trade is, in caps, very, very cheap. Jones would also have to be able to compete with a rookie quarterback. It's not like if you're trading for him, I'm going to give him the keys to the car, because realistically, I look at Mac Jones as a little bit of an upgrade over Jarrett Stidham. And some of you are like, really? Mac Jones to me is not that good of a quarterback. And if you could also tell me that he's a bridge to Caleb Williams or Drake May. Like, I don't want this to be, we're getting Mac Jones, there's no way we're taking another quarterback this year or next year. To me, that's foolish. In terms of a trade, I would look at this trade. If you're telling me, hey, New England, 5th-round pick, the Raiders already have a 5th-rounder for Mac Jones, I would consider that. I think that you could probably flip Mac Jones then for more picks down the line. The deal that I look at that's kind of similar to me was Josh Rosen. He got taken at number 10 overall, and then the next season, I believe, he got flipped for the 62nd overall pick. Mac Jones, to me, is worth a 5th rounder. But just because you trade for him doesn't mean that that's going to be your quarterback for the long term. So I wouldn't offer anything more than this for Jones, and that's just the way that I view Mac, and that's just the way that I view Ziegler and Josh McDaniels. So let's just say we're sitting here, okay? This trade goes down. Who wins the deal? Is it the Raiders, or do you believe it's the New England Patriots? And I want you to get some of those comments right now in the chat on who you think would win this deal. I do think it's a win for the Raiders because of the value and how much value Raiders or how much value quarterbacks can carry. And who knows, maybe you can just ultimately move on. But I do think this. If the Raiders were to trade for Mac Jones, it would be a fail on McDaniels and Ziegler. It would not be plan A. Wouldn't be plan B. It wouldn't be plan C. Shit, I don't even think it'd be plan D. We'd be rolling here with a little bit of a plan E. And I don't know, man. When you come off a season after 6-11, a season where the year before you made the playoffs, if you're McDaniels and Ziegler, you can't afford to have this many swings and misses. And there's no way you're going to be able to sell this fan base on the idea of trading for Mac Jones, because we all sitting here know that if Mac Jones is the starting quarterback for the Raiders, you didn't do what you were trying to do. And essentially it's your main chick said no, your side chick said no, and now some other girl that you just randomly met on Bumble, she's available, and now she's the main one. That's a hard sell if you ask me. So in conclusion, the only way the Raiders trade for Mac Jones is if they're willing to take a big L. One last thing here, we did say we would talk a little bit about Derek Carr, and the top 2 teams that I have said all offseason would be linked to D.C., the New Orleans Saints, he's already visited twice, and the New York Jets. Derek Carr is scheduled to visit New York this weekend, and the reason why this is very intriguing to me is they just hired Todd Downing as their pass game coordinator or some sort of offensive role. On top of that, No, not Tom Downey, Tom Downing. He also has connections. Downing was worked with the Raiders and Carr before. Also, Joe Douglas, their general manager, has said that they would look at a veteran quarterback. I don't think that they're going to end up getting Aaron Rodgers. So could they potentially look at Derek Carr in that division? He is 0-7 in games under 37 degrees. It's a tough division, but I will admit they do have a pretty complete team, so it would be interesting at least for Derek Carr. It's just another reason, though, to hit me up on Twitter. Give me a follow on Instagram if you want to see what my dad and I are doing this weekend. We got all sorts of plans. I'm going to be posting a shit ton of stuff. And if you want to interact with us over on Locals, we might be doing a show over there. RaidersReport.locals.com.